Good afternoon guys, welcome back to the channel. Chris Dennis here, putting specialist and short game performance coach. Today, as you'll see by the title, we are giving away some wedges on the channel today. We are looking at the TAKOMO S20C forged wedges. And the reason we are giving these away is James Robinson has been using the irons and they have given us a set or two sets to give away. So you have to be a subscriber. You also have to go and give them a follow on Instagram, and I'll put that on screen now. And if you get over there, they are going to do the draw online and get these wedges out to you. Today what we've got is I have got the 48-degree wedge, we've got the 52, 56 and 60. So I'm going to play some different shots today, talk through the technology that they have put in there. They're a reasonably priced wedge, you know, and people say a reasonably priced wedge is never as good as buying something second hand. But we're going to talk through the things that they've got in the wedges today to help you, the everyday golfer, be able to chip it closer. Down on the ball, they certainly do have a more rounded leading edge, which is something that we will talk about, and we will compare that to another wedge. But the idea, as it is forged with a lower loft, so your 56 and 60, it does taper towards the top edge, and I'll show you the 60 compared to the 48. And what that's designed to do is help you control your trajectory a little bit more. So we know in the SM8 Vokeys, that was the idea that they was trying to get, is when you're trying to play those flighted wedge shots in, we can just get that coming in lower with a 60 and having more spin. We don't want those ones that ride the face and go too high. So let me just hit one in here now, and then we'll talk and I'll show you the 60 compared to the 48. So pretty good shot there, a little bit off the toe, a normal strike for me. Stopped pretty quick, so people say, well, do I need to get cheaper wedges or more affordable wedges, or do I go second hand when it comes to spin? A lot of people think, right, if I get second hand wedges, is that going to spin more than something like that? Again, you see there, good contact, landed probably a foot short, 2 foot short of the flag. Hopefully I wasn't in the way, which I normally am, and stopped pretty quick and pretty close. So let's show you the different wedges. So guys, you can see there the difference between the 60 and the 48. We can see how there's a lot more taper on the top of that to again get some more weight into the top of that blade and basically help you keep the ball down. So you will see guys, different weather, different day, different conditions, and a different golf course for the same video. I had the usual microphone problems, but we shall continue. So a 48 degree is a club for me that a lot of people ask me about when they come into fittings. They say, oh, should I get a 48 or should I go with a pitching wedge with the set? What's the best? And today what you've got to think is what kind of setup you've got. I mean, we're giving these wedges away and you will get this setup, but think for yourself, what is your pitching wedge? I know with my new fancy King Forge Tech Cobras, the pitching wedge is closer to 44, so a 48 would fit into that set. 52, it'd give me some more options down at the bottom end of the bag as opposed to the top end. That's all dependent on you. If you need more, it's more dependent on you even. If you need more things at the top of the bag, so more hybrids, then maybe you can drop the 48 and just go straight for the 52, and then that's going to work for your setup. But again, a lot of people think, right, with a 48 it doesn't go as far. Well, obviously it's not going to go as far as your normal set wedge because that is a lot more stronger these days. They have changed over time. But for me, with this 48, it's not going to go as far. It's forged. We're going to get a nice soft feel. It's probably going to go higher and land softer. And for me, this is where this is very good for your amateur golfers because, again, we're going to need more landing angle than we are spin. So we're going to get more benefit from something coming in and dropping higher than we are something going in lower. You might see your pitcher wedge lands on the green and still runs out 20 feet. It's not controllable. You haven't got enough landing angle. A 48 for you will get it dropping in a little bit softer, especially in the winter, but also in the summer it's going to get that ball stopping quicker and closer to the flag. So it's one of those clubs, although it's forged, you get a nice soft feel, but it won't go as far because obviously it has more loft. But here, if I hit this one into the far green with the small flags, the James Robinson flags even, again, similar, a round leading edge. It looks different down at the ball compared to the pitching wedge, the set I've got with the Cobras. Bigger divot, maybe that's to do with a rounded leading edge, you know, is that something that's in there? But guys, these are a reasonably affordable, you know, £65 roughly wedge. Are you going to get as much spin as a Vokey? No. Is there going to be as much design in the grooves as a Vokey, as a Jaws wedge? No, there isn't, and that's why they're valued at £65. But if I'm going to be totally honest with you, do I rely on spin? I'm not always sure when I'm going to get spin, so just think about your level. If we can get something that's comfortable, versatile around the greens, can play all the shots that we need to play, you don't want to be relying on spin. If you rely on a landing angle, which we certainly got there because that launched a lot higher than my normal pitching wedge, we can be consistent. I can go, right, it's going to drop and stop, or it's not going to run out, it's only going to go 5 feet or 10 feet instead of 20, 30 feet. We're going to be closer to the flag and it's going to help you. But let's have a look. 48 around the edge of the green. You ask yourself, how many times do you use your current 48 or pitching wedge around the green? And I'm going to have a look at this one. So a rounded leading edge in the rough, it certainly looks a little bit better and a little bit more pleasing on the eye to give you some confidence. And as we know, confidence is massive when it comes to short game. So let's have a look at a couple of lies and let's see how maybe the 60 compares to the 48 for the similar or the same shot. I just thought I'd also add in, for anyone who does come to Waterfront, we are not designed to hit the ball from here over to that green. The tee box for that green is just over there where you can hit up to 70 yards before I get told off. This is just for this green here. So I'm going to give myself two very different lies round here. This one is on a bare patch, so that is just mud. And then we're going to get one that's more sat down, even tap it down there, to give us an idea. So two different shots. We're going to go to the same flag, and it's the first time, and you've caught it on camera, that these flags have been moved in a very long time. I'm going to say over 6 months. So Richard and the boys, keep up the fantastic work. I can see it's been a busy morning. So we're going to start with the 60. So if I'm in a lie similar to this one where it's sat down, as we know and you'll have seen in previous videos, what we need here is we need angle of attack. So we need a club working down into the ball, and we also need loft. So James Robinson's favourite, the 60 degree, is out here, and we're going to try and play that shot to this flag. We want some loft to help that up. We'll see how versatile it is. Very good. So popped up nicely. The rounder leading edge for me does seem, because I played these shots yesterday but there was no audio on the videos, does seem to cut through the grass a lot better. So the rounded leading edge, although on the longer stuff for me doesn't suit the eye as much, or it's different to my eye compared to my other wedges, it certainly gets through the grass easier. And there I don't have to be too steep, no real divot, cuts through the grass and gives me a good result. But we'd take that all day long. Now let's think we're going to use the 48. 48 something that maybe we don't use as much around the green. But again, for me, what I found yesterday, and hopefully I find again this morning, is that rounded leading edge here also makes these shots easier. It seems to cut, like I said previously, if we open the club, it cuts through the grass a little bit easier. Here with the rounded leading edge, it seems to split the grass a little bit easier when we've got into the rough. And unfortunately, as we know, probably spend more time in here than we do. On that one again, with loft, no real spin, it stopped nice and soft. We used the landing angle. I was able to judge that shot, and I've left myself a tap in. Again, let's see what we get here. So nice and flat. Very good. So did dig a little bit. I would say that's more of my motion, but felt very soft off the face. Did nearly go in. I would have said even if it didn't hit the flag, it'd have ran maybe 2 foot past, which two different shots from the same area, okay? We can see we can get two different results. We can get one that comes out low when we're off, you know, just a mud patch. When it's sat down, we can use the loft. And for me, a 48 is, again, a very difficult club to fit because people don't know. A lot of people want the wedge to go very far. But if we can get a wedge that's versatile around the greens, which these Takomas are, the Skyforger 001s, we're getting out of there. And don't rely on spin, like I said previously. We're paying, you know, well, you won't be paying because they're a giveaway, but you would be paying £65 for these. Is it better than getting, you know, a second-hand Vokey? yes, you're going to get as much spin, you're going to generate as much spin. It's all down to the technique on the golf ball. We'll be able to get spin depending on your technique. A wedge just isn't magically going to give it you unless they're brand new grooves and your first time out and you catch one really good. Then yes, okay, I'll give you, you will get more spin. But get something where you can control the landing angles. For you guys, your mid-handicappers, or even, you know, your single-figure golfers, if we can get you having a predictable landing angle, you're going to be able to hit the ball closer, have less putts, and hopefully lower that handicap. So guys, like I said at the start of the video, all you've got to do is you've got to be a subscriber, you've got to like the video, and also go and give Takoma a follow on Instagram, and they will be doing the draw. So you do need to go on there, you do need to follow those on Instagram, and comment below. I'll be sending the names over and they will do the draw on there. So guys, good luck. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. Hopefully it's given you a little bit of insight into what to expect from a wedge, whether it's a budget wedge, and I'll see you again later in the week.